Welcome back to the chemical bonding topic. So in the previous video we have seen how a covalent bond is formed. That is explained by the four scientists, Hitler and London, which is later modified by Pauling and Slater. Now let us see some bond characteristics. Bond characteristics of covalent bonds. The first one is the bond length. Bond length. So this bond length is actually the distance, average distance between the two nuclei bounded by a covalent bond. Suppose you consider this hydrogen atom and hydrogen atom. You consider the nucleus of this hydrogen atom and another nucleus of the another hydrogen atom. The distance between these two, which is actually taken as an average distance. Average distance is taken because this bond is not static, it is just vibrating like a spring. Because of that vibrating nature of the bond, we have sometimes they come closer to one another, sometimes they go away from one another. That's why this hydrogen internuclear distance, which is an average one. Average internuclear distance between the two bonded atoms is taken as the bond length. So, average internuclear distance between two atoms, bounded by a covalent bond, is taken as the bond length, is called bond length. So this bond length changes and is affected, or there are so many factors which actually affect this bond length. So first let us consider these factors affecting bond length. The first factor is size of an atom. Larger the size of atom, larger is the bond length. Now let us compare with some examples. Suppose one atom is fixed as a hydrogen. Then we are taking the halogens. Among the halogens, we have the larger size of atom, that is called atomic radius. Higher the atomic radius, higher is the bond length. In case of the halogens, iodine has got the larger atomic radius. That's why this hydrogen and iodine internuclear distance, that is bond length, is always larger than this HBr, which is always larger than HCl, which is always larger than hydrogen fluoride. Since iodine to bromine to chlorine to fluorine, the size atomic radius decreases, or size of the atom decreases, the bond length also decreases between the hydrogen and halogen in the same order. Hydrogen iodide is always having larger bond length as compared to HBr, like that. So this is first factor, that is size of an atom. The second factor is actually multiplicity of the bond. Multiplicity is nothing but the number of bonds between the two atoms. Suppose you consider a single bond, a double bond, a triple bond. Then automatically triple bond is always smaller in size as compared to the double bond, as compared to the single bond. Suppose I take this carbon-carbon, that is, as multiplicity increases, bond length decreases. Suppose you consider this carbon-carbon triple bond, carbon-carbon double bond, carbon-carbon single bond. As the multiplicity is more in case of the triple bond, it is smaller in size as compared to this double bond as compared to the single bond. So, as the multiplicity increases, the bond length decreases. Similarly, when you take this other set of examples, carbon nitrogen triple bond, it is smaller in size as compared to carbon oxygen double bond, smaller in size as compared to carbon carbon single bond. So like that we can write the multiplicity of the bond which actually affects this bond length. Then the third factor that we consider is hybridization. Hybridization. We have the carbon atom involving three types of hybridizations. One is sp3, the other one sp2, the third one is sp hybridization. What is hybridization we will consider in the next part. But if you consider this hybridization of this carbon atom, it may exist in the sp3, sp2 and sp hybridization. First remember, out of the 4 orbitals, 1 orbital is s. That's why the percentage of s character is 25. Out of the 4 orbitals, 1 is s orbital. That's why the percentage of s character is 25. In case of this sp2, out of 3 orbitals, 1 is s. That's why the percentage of s character here is 33.33. In case of this one, the percentage of s character is 50. sp orbital, there are only 2 orbitals available here, 50% s and 50% p. Here 1/3, that is 33.33. Here 1/4, that is 25. So this hybridization with a different s character, percentage of s character, as s character increases, the bond length decreases. Bond length decreases. That means if you consider this carbon hydrogen bond, suppose it is sp3 hybridized carbon. Similarly, when you consider this carbon hydrogen bond with sp2 hybridization, I will give you some examples. Similarly, with the CH bond in sp hybridization, we expect that this hybridization sp3 is having lower s character, that's why its bond length is more. Lower the s character, higher is the bond length, or higher the s character, lower is the bond length. So this is the order. For example, if you take this CH3, the carbon atom is in the sp3 hybrid state. That's why this CH bond is larger as compared to this CH2 double bond CH2. In this case, carbon is actually in the sp2 hybrid state, which is actually lesser in case of this CH triple bond CH. Okay, that's why as the S character increases, the bond length decreases. So this is about the bond character of bond length, that is which is affected by the size of an atom, multiplicity as well as the hybridization. The other two bond characters are the bond energy and bond angle, that we will take up in the next video. Thank you.